Hello, welcome back to Lotus Yoga and Counseling. I am at the end of a long workday, but I have just enough chutzpah to show you one of my favorite counseling techniques that anyone can do to check in with the various parts of yourself. It's called Quadrant journaling, and for this, all you need is a piece of paper, preferably unlined, and something to write with, and your attention for however long this video takes. So get your supplies together or just watch. Let's get started. All right, we have a blank piece of 8.5 by 11 standard printer paper, and I find it easiest to do this by folding into fourths. So you just fold in half one way, fold in half the other way, and open it up. This just ensures that you have the 4 equal parts. And then I personally, just to kind of be, just to have more fun with it, I choose 4 different colors. Here's what we're going to do with each of these quadrants is we are going to write the 4 main parts. What is this? A bunny rabbit hair. We're gonna write the 4 main parts of the self. Emotional, cognitive, which means your thinking brain, spiritual, and no, you do not have to be religious or ascribe to any particular spiritual practice in order to work on this part, and I'll tell you more about that when we get to that part, and physical. Okay, once you have those 4 quadrants, you can, personally, I like to use a pencil just because, why, Kailani? I don't know. In case I mess up. If you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you know that I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I couldn't even say perfectionist. All right. I try really hard to ascribe to the whole wabi-sabi, perfectly imperfect lifestyle. It's not always easy. Now, once you have this, listen to your body. Take a couple of deep, relaxing breaths, which I know I need to do because I've just been going all day. So if you're seated or standing or whatever you are doing, try to find some connection to the earth and put your hands flat on a surface. Release and exhale. And then on your next inhale, take your time, suck in a little bit of breath for every heartbeat until you feel like your lungs are full. Exhale the same way, releasing a bit of oxygen for every beat of the heart until you feel that the lungs are empty. And do this again for 2 more breaths. You're just arriving here, putting away whatever was happening earlier in the day, letting the future lie ahead of you as it always is. We're just here for this activity. Okay, when you open your eyes again, I guess I didn't even tell you to close your eyes, or maybe I did. Take a look at these quadrants and see if one of these in particular is talking to you. I can tell you right now, physical is usually the easiest place to start. So I can tell you that I've been having a bit of asthma, breathing issues lately because the weather has been fluctuating so much. And when that happens, I often have a slightly elevated heart rate. Let's see. Those are the most obvious ones usually that people can point out because they're uncomfortable. So I can also tell that my left shoulder feels a little tense. It usually does because I had a pinched nerve back there a few years ago, and it kind of just flares up from time to time. So I will leave, oh, and I have a very full tummy. My husband made pasta and I just inhaled it. So that tells me I did not space out my eating throughout the day. Cognitively, and again, that means your thinking mind. So this is a great place to identify if you've been having perseverative thoughts, catastrophic thoughts, what if thoughts, should thinking. Are you noticing anything that will not stop? Honestly, this is also a good place to write down if you've got any songs that have been stuck in your head. Yes, I do. All the Harry Styles. He will not get out of my head. We've been doing all this late night talking. All right, I'm gonna stop. Harry Styles. I keep forgetting what day of the week it is. I think that's because Easter's coming and I can't figure out, like I cannot wrap my head around that. So I feel a little bit temporally out of sorts. And just for the sake of time, I won't do too much more. Emotionally, I feel pretty hopeful. I'm feeling cheery. I have a renewed sense of purpose now that I'm doing these videos. Also, I'll go ahead and say it. I love ChatGPT. That's an E. All right. Spiritual. And sometimes it helps, by the way, to fold up the paper so that you're only focusing on the one. Spiritually, been feeling really connected. The full moon yesterday was so gorgeous, but I did have to pull the blinds a little bit because it was so strong coming in the bedroom window. So I'm feeling some full moon energy, very feminine goddess vibes. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm not necessarily talking about any particular, I mean, this could be pagan, this could be Buddhist, this could be anything you call it. Whatever your spirituality is, that's what goes here. You can also write if you're not feeling connected to something. Like, I feel the call of the earth right now. I need to go out and do some gardening. I don't know what I'm waiting for. So I want to work on, I feel slightly disconnected from the earth at the moment. I think I'm a little in my head with all these videos and sessions. Okay, now that you have an idea of what we do with this, open it back up, take a little look at this, see if any of this is calling out to you, was anything surprising? Do you feel like there's anything missing? Do you need evidence of it somewhere? Like, if I wrote that I'm feeling cheery, do I need to give an example, for instance? Do I put down a sticker that I thought was really funny that made me feel cheery? Something like that. Make this completely your own. Oh, by the way, I need to write the date because this is something you could be doing every day, even multiple times a day, to check in with yourself. And having the date on there helps you to remember, like, oh yeah, that's what was happening that day. You put these in a pile for like a week, look through it and see if you can find any patterns. And then I'm trying to keep this video a little bit shorter. What you do on the opposite side, the back side of this, is see if you can identify anything that needs a little bit of attention. So The fact that I'm temporally out of sorts tells me that maybe my routine is off somewhere. So I'm going to fold this up so that I'm on the other side of that cognitive quadrant. And I'm going to say, maybe do a meditation in the mornings before work to just kind of remember when and where I am, to ground. Physical, like I said before, when I realized I was too full, I need to spread out meals or snacks during the day because I have a really bad habit of just stuffing my face. I get so hungry, I don't even care. However, I did drink enough water today. I feel good about that. Spiritual, I even wrote this yesterday in a little journal thing I did. I need to finish that gardening I started in the front yard. And let's try to do one for emotional. Honestly, nothing feels bad, but, let me tell you something about that. If you're feeling like, oh, I don't need therapy this week, or I don't need therapy at all anymore, everything's going good, guess what? Life throws you curveballs as soon as you cancel therapy. I can tell you this. Yes, the things happen, and you might feel hopeful, cheery, and sense of meaning, and you're loving your resources, but shit hits the fan. Have your therapist on standby. You never know what's going to go down. So what you can write for this is see if there's something you need to do to continue feeling that good. That's another thing that I do in sessions with my clients. Like, okay, you're doing well. What did you do to get to that point so that we can access that more easily in future sessions or in your day-to-day life? So I need to work on maintaining balance with chores, vids, work, etc. This is what I'm doing so far, and it, like I say, it's working. I think it's helping that I'm trying to make shorter videos. And I'm not being so persnickety about their outcomes. All right, this is quadrant journaling. Highly effective. Be honest with yourself when you write these things down. You don't have to show it to anyone. You don't have to share it with anyone. This could be completely for you, and then as soon as you're done working on it and you feel like you know what you're going to do with this information, you could put it through a shredder. You could add it to your fireplace, you know, when you're doing your next fire, bonfire, what have you. Throw it in the recycling, I don't know. I recommend that you keep it somewhere though. This is a great place to use your journal. Stick it in like a little envelope or tuck spot or something, and like I say, go back to it and see how you were doing. All right, I hope you found this helpful. If you have questions about this, feel free to message me or put something in the comments. I really want to know what people are thinking of these videos, how they're being helpful, if they're not being helpful, in what way are they not being helpful. And I hope that you're all doing well. We are in the middle of our week, we're getting there. And you are all awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day.